Hello and welcome to Sovereign RPG. I am Sovereign and today we're going to be talking about the best classes for PvP, which are currently the strongest in the meta of the PvP ladder and which are falling behind quite significantly. Now I've asked a few people on a few different servers and asked if their ladders are quite similar to what ours is. There was quite a few people in the Discord itself that were thinking that like some classes are not very good. Like there was a guy arguing that archers are not very good, and I would have to say that they are literally probably the best PvP character in the game currently, by a country damn mile. Now most of this video is going to be from my experience of PvPing as a sculptor, and I have taken a lot of information from guys who are in my guild and from the guys in the Discord who have been complaining about certain issues. Now I'm not going to complain about anything. PvP is PvP. This is a game where pay to win is massively involved when it comes to PvP, so there's nothing you can really complain about. But there are definitely some issues when it comes to balancing, how the classes are actually designed and how things have actually come together to create classes that are not very well versed in certain points of the game. So I guess we should just start off by going into the server's top 100, on my server at least. We do have a nice representative sculptor sitting there in number 4th place, but as you can see, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 8th, 11th, 15th, 18th, 20th. These guys are all archers. Now, I haven't done hardly any PvP this round. I've done maybe 10 fights. I've been concentrating on doing a lot of other stuff for the guides and getting the crafting down and getting the sculpture stuff down so I can actually get proper videos out for you guys. So I've kind of had to step back, and I haven't really been on playing when they actually have the PvP going. Now, just because there's a lot of archers in the top 20 doesn't mean that they are the best, but they are. They are hands down because of the way their mechanics work. I would say archers are the number 1 PvP class. They have a stun. They have a set 3 skills that happen, which will pretty much get you wiped off the map instantly. You have They start off with a 3 to 4 shot combo. They'll either start with a blind or they'll start with their stun. Then they'll do their single target, which does massive amounts of damage. Like it almost wipes you off 100% from that single attack. If that doesn't kill you, then they have another stun, and that will definitely wipe you dead off the map. Gone. It's kind of a 3-shot character right now, and that's just the way it's designed. It's designed for massive amounts of DPS. I don't think they've actually designed the game around PvP balancing at all, which is fine. I mean, it's not great, but we know what the game is about. It's an auto grind MMO, so we can't really complain about it. Now, for me, personally, you can see that there are characters in here like the Alchemists and the random sculptor in here, and you've got a mage sitting in here as well. Now, if you check all these guys' levels that are actually sitting there in the top, they're massively further along and probably spent much more money on their items and gear and upgrading stuff, and that is the reason why they're in the top 20. There are quite a lot of high spending characters on our server on this EU2. Now, there is skill involved in PvP. If you go in there and you do it manually and you're doing your skills in the way that you want to do it, or you should be doing it, then you can get wins. I can get wins on the sculptor quite easily. When I get to the top 10, then it becomes an issue because I'm just getting 3-shot by all the archers. So I just get into the top 10 and just sit there and don't PvP anymore. That's what you should do as a sculptor, unless you're putting massive amounts of money into the game. So these alchemists, the sculptors, they're sitting there because they have loads of money in the game and they're spending a lot of time grinding. And you're going to be fighting, even if you're 180, you can fight level 90s depending on where you are when you are actually ranked on the list. The second most powerful PvP class for me will be the warrior. Again, stun, massive damage, stun, dead. They are pretty much the same as the archer. It's just that you have to be in range with the warrior to be able to do it. So warriors fall slightly behind with the archer because they can get their stuns off at a little bit of a further range and actually kite them if they really want to. They can slow them with their pet and then just kite them, attack, kite, attack, kite, attack. So it's pretty easy for an archer to kill a warrior. It's pretty easier for a warrior to kill everyone else. You can see that there are not many mages at all in the top 30, maybe 3 or 4, and in the top 50, another 1. Mages are not that good in PvP right now. Now, I'm not sure if it's because of the actual mechanics of the game or if there's just not many people playing mages, which could be the reason why there's not many people on the ladder right now and why I don't really run into many. I've never had an issue fighting and killing a mage. I think I got killed by a mage once, and he got a really good succession of, because it's a lot of drop down in the area and do damage when there's stuff in the area. And he got all of his skills down on top of me at once, and it was really, really nice, and he got the kill on me. But other than that, I've never had issues with mages. They're one of the worst PvP classes. I would then say the next most powerful PvP class would likely be the Paladin. They are actually, their buffs that they have, they do massive amounts of damage, especially if they have put some money into getting their abilities up and all that sort of stuff, putting in some money, some wailing. They can do some really big amounts of damage. I have a trouble with some Paladins sometimes, not all the time, so that's why I'm sort of sticking them in about 3rd place. Their heal isn't massively great, but it is decent, and they can get some stuns off you. And that's why I stick the Sculptor in next place, because they do have high amounts of damage. They do have quite decent mobility running around on the field, but it does require you to be right up in personal with these other classes, and these other classes have the range, they have more armor. They have 100% stuns, which we do not have. So the archers have their 100% stuns when they use the ability. The warriors have their 100% stuns. The paladins have their 100% stuns. Mages don't have it. We don't have it. And alchemists don't have it. So that's already like sort of set back a little bit when it comes to our ability to deal with one-on-ones, 1v1s. Our stuns are only a percentage chance to land, and it's only one skill that has a stun, and it's like 15% chance to stun, which just puts us on the back foot as sculptors. Mages have the same issue, and alchemists have the same issue. I mean, you can see how far up the chain the archers and the warriors are when you have a level 97 in the top 20 and in the top 30. When you've got characters 150s, there's me at 44, not really doing much, to be honest. I should really get in. I need to get into the top 10 so I can get the bonuses later on. So I'm going to try to do that today. And you can see the same mirrored across all the servers. Now, the Alchemist is not very good in PvP. I'd probably stick that at the bottom as the least powerful PvP spec. I mean, depending on what server you're on, you can turn around and say, oh, our number one guy on our server is an alchemist, but he's 40 levels higher than everyone else, and he's got plus 20 gear, and he's got tier 3 legendaries across the board. Of course, he's going to win everything because there is no brackets. It's literally just everyone versus everyone. Doesn't matter how strong, how much pay to win you have, and blah, blah, blah. It's one of like mobile games monetization methods to always have you behind someone else, so you're willing to spend more to keep up with those guys that are right at the top. So personally for me, with the rankings, number 1 will be the archer, definitely the strongest PvP class. Number 2 is going to be the warrior, and only number 2 because he has to be in range to do his stuns and his attacks, so he has to actually be right up in your face. Number 3, I'd say, is the Paladin and Sculptor. Number 4, Alchemist. Number 5, Mage. And then Jobless class, but I don't think anyone's really PvPing in the Jobless class, to be honest. Please let me know down below your opinions. Let me know what you guys think are the strongest PvP classes right now. This is basically my experience and from other people that I've spoken to from other servers and my guild members, etc. We do have quite a lot of my guild members in the top 20 characters. Most of them are playing archers. But that's pretty much my thoughts on where the actual classes are right now. There's no balancing involved. I do hope that the devs do some balancing when it comes to some of these abilities, etc. But I don't think that they will. I don't think that's the main focus of the game. So anyway, that's all we have for today. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already for all your Moonlight Sculptor content. Fly safe and avoid local chat scams. I want to say a huge thank you to all my patrons. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to continue doing what I'm doing. If you'd like to find out how to become a patron and how to get early access to my content, please look down in the description. Fly safe and avoid local chat scams.